Welcome back to Fire Hour, episode 2, and we're starting episode 2 with a banger. How's everyone's second week 2 of the new year? You know what I recall when we first did like Fire Hour season 1 and 2,
Yeah.
I would always play music.
Yeah,
I loved playing music.
I know.
Yeah, and then after the reason why I stopped playing it is because when I would upload it to YouTube, it would get blocked, so all the audio would get muted.
The entire the
Yeah.
entire thing.
It just would, yeah, so then it just wasn't valuable anymore for everyone. So I
That was
learned.
yeah. That was fun when we did music. I feel like it really
We can do it again.
gave everyone more energy.
Yeah,
Well, if
of
you do it,
course.
you have to find the ones that like
I figured out how to do it already.
with all of them, like all the music.
I know how to do it. We can start doing that again because I really want to. So I figured it out already.
Did you cultivate that?
I cultivated it. Grand Rising. How's everyone doing? Welcome back to episode 2. Welcome back to Fire Hour, episode 2.
Hmm.
Week 2 of 2024,
Season what?
season 4.
I don't know how you remember all these things.
It's because I have a system and it's in my mind and I have everything organized. Jackie says she misses that shake. Oh, she's detoxing right now. Good morning. So
Mm.
here, let me just check the camera.
So
Now pivot.
we were going to talk about marketing and I know it was a highly anticipated call. But I don't know, we'll probably see if we will touch up on it midway towards the end. I can't guarantee it, but something else very exciting happened, right? And so we really wanted to pivot because it's like such a huge mark in the history of this team. And this has been done before. This has been accomplished before. Twin has done it before. Jackie has done it before. Countless of others have done it before, Twin. But yesterday, if you guys don't know, which I hope you guys all know by now, right? Angela hit the LV Millionaire Award, you guys. Do you know how huge that is? It's a huge accomplishment that most people dream about, chase after, throw on their vision boards, or are even too fearful to even think or believe that they can, right? But she did it. And it's been such a beautiful journey to watch her over like these last four plus years, 5 years, right? Yeah, 5 years. 2019
Wow.
is when we first started talking, right? And so I want to bring her on. Sorry, Ange. I don't know if you're ready.
Or we can give her a few moments. Like, well, she's
But
already up, I'm pretty sure, but
she's right there. Her photo's right there. But Ange, we
yeah.
would love to hear you just talk to everyone about it. Talk about the emotions, the ups, the downs, like everything real, like please hop on and share everything.
Take it
Good
away.
morning. Thank you, guys. Thank you so much. As you guys know, that Crystal and Shad has been a huge part of my growth, you guys, from the beginning, from changing my perspective, right? Because you guys know the story. You guys hear this over and over, like how Jackie invited me to Lifestyle Getaway. And I met Crystal. And the reason why it wasn't Crystal's like, it wasn't had to do with anything with Thrive, you guys. It was because I wanted who she was. Like I admired her motherhood. I admired her strong personality. I admired that she took care of her family as a single mom. And in back of my mind, that was always my vision that feared me forward, right? Like that drove me forward. So there's always a connection behind things. And that was a big mindset shift for me, right? And the fact that I always tell Crystal this too, like, thank you so much for really, people will never ever forget how you made them feel. It's the truth, right? And sometimes you will hear all the time, like, when you go on these calls, you guys, I would really, really encourage you guys to really apply yourself. Like sometimes we consume, I said this on my stories today, like We consume so much that we forget to create. I am somebody that really, I'm very present. I'm very like, okay, the past is the past. I don't care if I got goat yesterday. It's what I do today that matters the most. Like, how can I help the next person? Not only like, it's the little things. Like, you guys, it's like going to the grocery store. It's like, hey, how are you? To that person, right? Those are the little things. And it goes back to those little things. Like, what can I do today to create joy? And I found that happiness for me was helping other people feel better. That's how you guys are able to see me stay consistent, because even on my hardest days, I've leaned into thrive. I've leaned into making a difference in the world. And I am somebody that have, like, I was created through impact. Like, it's crazy, right? I used to think, when I used to hear those people like, oh yeah, love the world, like the life changed for me. Like, you would think like, oh, really? Like, whatever, right? But it actually is true when you're experiencing it, right? And I know that you guys have all been with me. Like, there's a lot of us that sticked and stayed, and there's so many. Our team is solid, you guys. It has been built from like years ago, right? And I've always talked about leadership, taking care of people with good motives. How does it feel? It's crazy, you guys, because there's no amount of money, no amount of nothing that can, like, you could feel that feeling of how much, because mind you guys, I've had no handouts. Okay, I never did anything to earn a rank advancement. It was all pure, like, I just loved my journey, and that was just my journey. And there's nothing wrong with going for a rank advancement. That's amazing. But I was the one that helped others go for those rank advancements, right? But like, my journey was just authentically, like, I really just loved, like, it's kind of like the video that Shun showed, right? And I'm going to tell you guys, Shun was somebody, Crystal and Shun, when Shun came into, this and started doing season 1 of Fire Hour, everything that he talked about aligned with my personal philosophy. And that's why when you align with certain mentorships, you take their advice and you actually apply. That's why it's very important to follow somebody that aligns with you. Family, background, who they are as a character, as a person. And that's the things that I look for, right? So I found a lot of energy in Shun. He's actually introverted though, but he could be around people and talk, right? Like, if you get to know like Shun, you'll know that, right? But I just was intrigued with the energy. I love the energy, right? So I picked up on a lot of things. Like, I'm going to be honest with you guys too. In this business, you guys are going to hear a lot of noise, like a lot of noise. People are going to say this, that. But for me, I don't focus on that. I don't focus on the negativity. I'm always looking at somebody. How can I they're successful for a reason. How can I take what they're good at and make it my own? Always, you guys always want to be a learner. I always want to I think that's the great thing about me, is I always see the good in people. And it's like, let me give you the benefit of the doubt. How are you guys going to gain abundance if you're not open? Period. Right? I tell my husband that too. Like, I teach my husband that too, because he has such a hard wall, right? People, especially people that have been through life, right? Like, you cannot stay there long, right? So when I got this award, you guys, if you look at me, I am somebody you would never doubt. You would never have that, oh my gosh, she's off and on. Never have a feel. I'm so reliable. I am so committed, right? I am that person that you could be like, wow, I could really trust her, right? And I knew this long term, you guys, and all the things that I did, only I know. All the things that I've did. Why do you guys see a lot of confidence in me? Because there's a lot of things I did when nobody's watching. Because it was for me. It was for me to impress myself. At the end of the day, over the years, I've worked harder on myself. When Sean introduced me to Jim Rohn, I started going into Jim Rohn. Oh my God, he changed and scaled my business like no tomorrow. I was like consuming his knowledge before I slept, when I woke up, every day, you guys. It was a personal thing. And I even say, like, when you guys let stop self-developing, I mean, this happens to all of us. When we stop self-developing, we let personal struggle in. We really do. We start thinking of toxic things. We're all human. It's the truth. My greatest advice is stop consuming and start creating, building. And when you guys are having that courage, you know, I talk about my son all the time. I feel like doubts too, but when I stare at him, he gives me that spirit. Like, hey, mama, I'm giving you courage. And courage is something that you guys need. That's why we always talk about your why. You guys, my why is so thick, and you guys can see it. My energy, it might be imperfection, right? I'm imperfect, but it's honest as fuck. And people can feel that. I get that all the time. Authentic, honest, kind, loving, love. I get love because I always try to stay grounded in who I am, right? And it's so important on this journey too, is that you guys stay next to people. If you guys don't have the fire yet, be next to the fire, because I promise you, you will be the sixth fire. And then after the sixth, you're the fifth, you're the fourth, you're the third, and then you are momentum. You guys, momentum comes from you, and you are the only person that can fire yourself up, right? So when I felt that, I was thinking of all the lives, you guys, all the lives that we've helped. And you guys know that it took a whole ass teamwork. And I'm going to tell you, I'll talk about the people. You guys need people. People is what helps you propel. So how do you guys treat your people? Because I talk about leadership. I talk about taking care of your customers, your people. They're here with us. You know, you guys see our team. We roll deep all the time, you guys, because it is the people that will help you. And when you guys understand that, your whole business is going to change. You know, it's how can you treat people? How can you make them feel seen, heard, promoted, right? Like, how can you help them? And that's when my business shift, you guys. That is when everything changed for me. I was like, okay, who's next? Till this day, you guys, I don't care if I hit millionaire yesterday. I don't care if I was 3 times GOAT. It's because I love the game. I really do. It has, like, my becoming. I've never knew that I was able to touch so many lives, you guys. Me and my team, like, our team has helped so many lives, but I have helped so many people personally, thrive or not. You know, I get messages every single day, and those messages inspire me. And I encourage you guys to show yourself, because when I decided that I wanted this and I came back from that 6-month break, I was like, what could I do? I always ask myself questions like, how can I be better? If you guys find yourself consuming and comparing, like, if you guys look at me and be like, oh, I'm going to tell you guys the truth. Oh, here you go. And she's cool. Oh, and you start naming all these, she's just pretty. Or, oh gosh, you start complaining, right? Oh man, you guys need a lot of work. But if you look at me and like, damn, this bitch is so inspiring. Like, how? When you have the how, and when you are in that space of wanting to grow, that's when things change for you. But you guys need to take yourself back to the steps. Like, I'm somebody that will do the long work. I am. Like, I do everything in little pieces, and I'm okay with long-term success, you guys. And that's how I was able to, every year, right? I was like, okay, it's all right. I'll just do this, 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 and then I'll just flow. Because that's why I mean, when it's authentic, I will tell you, when you want things too fast or you expect things, it's for the ego. It's the truth. But when you love people where they're at, when you just flow and you're just surrendered manifestation, laws of attraction, right? Laws of action, right? And you just flow, you're like, on to the next, I'm just doing what I love. That is when you're in a really good place. That is when you start attracting people. You guys, our team was all strangers. I was at like that little kid dancing at that music festival, and I still am. I'm like, I don't care if you're not dancing, I'm gonna dance. But where did that all come from? Belief. You guys see that quote all the time, right? Like, I've learned that from Jim Rohn too. Quiet seminars. Believe in yourself. When you walk into a room, this is why I teach people, like, create a space where you can flourish. When I say create a space, an environment for your team to flourish, I do that for myself first, and then I do that for other people. I cannot give what I can't give myself. You guys, so that's exactly what I did. So when I throw locals, when I throw like Thrive Christmas, don't you guys feel that energy? That room full of excitement? That's how I feel in my office, right? When I walk in, it was intentional. Everything, right? It was intentional for me to grow. And I want you guys to make that decision. When you guys are going to Palooza, you're going to intentionally go there to gain something. You're going to go there to learn something. You're going to go there to document something. I've listened to all of our mentors, you guys. I've tried everything. I even tried cold messaging, and it's not my thing. I am so coachable, but I will subtract what I don't like. Though I think I remember a time I was telling Jackie, I'm like, ugh, like, I don't like, she said, just subtract what you don't like and duplicate what you love, right? So the magic is in the formula, just like our Thrive formula, right? That's what makes our Thrive different. But what makes you different is you guys gotta apply yourself to learn and fail forward. Be okay with failing, because I'm not afraid to look stupid. I'm only judging myself, right? And at the end of the day, it is you versus you guys. Along this journey, I will tell you, I would never imagine that I would love like people so much. Really, there's the people are like, oh, how do you do it? Honestly, it's just a touch and go, you guys. It's not that serious. But you must have boundaries, right? You teach people how to respect you. You teach people that you're not like that person, a people pleaser, right? And that's how I was able to have that. Like, people know that about me. They're not gonna come with me with drama. And if they do, it's like, cut off, how do we find a solution, right? When you guys have something, make sure you go up and not down, right? How we're able to keep our team in this culture and encourage each other, because come on now, right? They're like, some people, they look and they're like, yeah, that's not true. I'm like, it is true. Like, our team is actually amazing, right? We do a really good job at like that team culture, right? And I've learned along this, guys, I had no experience. Like, it's not talent. It was just the courage to move faster than the people that were scared, right? The things that I was fearful, but the things that feared me also drove me forward, right? Like, I always talk about my why and my son till this day. And if you guys aren't moving forward, it's because you're not reminding yourself. You must stay humble. You guys got to stay humble, because what is given to you can always be taken away. Always, you know? So is there any other questions that I feel like
That was
Yeah.
great. That was everything. That was everything. We were taking notes. We were taking notes on the things that we were like, that's a great reminder. That's good. That's good. That's good. So I think everything you said was amazing. Congratulations. I, for one, always knew you would, right? Like,
Yeah.
it was never like, oh, if she will, if, it was always when, right? And I think that what you said about belief is so important, because like, as I was like getting up this morning, I was like, I know we were supposed to go over marketing, but I was like, she just hit like LV Millionaire. And I really wanted to touch on something so important in your process, which is belief, right? Like, belief is everything. It is everything, because, sometimes someone can believe in you, and that's great, and you feel it, and you're like, well, if they believe in me, then I should believe in myself too, right? But it's until you actually do the work, You actually do the hard work that no one sees. It's the times that you spend on yourself, on growth, on asking yourself questions. And most of the time, those questions are, how can I get better? What did I do yesterday that I want to change today? What am I doing today that I think I could do better? I know I can do better tomorrow, right? But that is a part of the belief process within yourself. And so you guys can listen to all the things, all the inspiring things, all the motivational things. You can listen to the people that tell you that they know you can do this and that believe in you. But until you actually do the work and believe in yourself, things are not going to change, right? So, like the belief in you and doing the work and failing or forward, right, is what's going to take you there. But if you're always afraid or fearful to take that step because you're afraid to fail, you're afraid to learn, right? Because it's not really a loss, it's a loss. Or it's a lesson. And what you choose to do or how you choose your mindset to be from that perspective, it's going to change the trajectory of your life, right? So having the belief in yourself is everything. Like you hear of stories all the time where someone is just like, oh, they just say like their success, like their formula to success was believing. Why not you? You know what I mean? Like we all come from different backgrounds, right? Why not you?
Yeah.
It's belief at the end of the day. It's belief in yourself that you can achieve it and blocking out the noise of the negativity of the naysayers. But sometimes that negativity, it can come from you, right? So continuous personal development is something that you said that really struck me because I know there's been times throughout my journey where, you get up and your mind starts thinking, and our minds, they are hardwired to keep us safe. So if our minds are hardwired to keep us safe, what are we going to do? We're going to look at all the things that under a microscope that we feel is not safe, that put us in fear or rejection, and our ego takes over and we're like, and it really paralyzes us. But if you put in some personal development that helps you grow as a person, your mind is no longer thinking because you're just putting in really good thoughts of things that you should be focused on instead until you become into a habit. It becomes instinctual to think that way, to feel that way, to believe that that is what it is, right? And so I think that was also one of the great points that she made, is the continuous personal development to allow better things to flow into your mind. What did you take away? What is
We can
some
go
of
on
your
for like
takeaways?
10 hours. I wrote down so many notes that are gold. Each individual note that I jotted down from Angela just flowing and being authentic, like
Yeah.
really speaking from the heart, like just being present. There's just too many things to
So
unpack.
many.
It's an entire life seminar right there. So I just want to like take a step back because like first and foremost, Angela, like you 100% deserve it because you earned it. And all those things, all the behind closed doors, the battles that you faced, all the work that you did, all the quiet seminars that you experienced that you did for yourself, though, you were very intentional with. You took the action. You were humbling yourself throughout the entire process. You remained in your roots and you remembered it. You remembered your why and you pulled energy from it to fuel it through yourself, to channel it through yourself into action, into impacting other people's lives. This was because you made that decision. So all the credit is on you. Everything that you earned, the LV Millionaire Award, you became that a long time ago when you decided. It was just a decision. And it stemmed from that belief. And just like what you said, like the people that you surround yourself with, it's a reflection off of each other. And so just rebounding that energy back and forth and rebounding it with yourself, like looking at yourself in the mirror, do I believe in myself? Do I believe in you? Yes, I do. Like all these things that no one else sees, you did it. You went through that. That's the journey. That's the transformation. That's the evolution. That is self-love. And so I'm just so proud of you. Congratulations. Like you 100% deserve it. I'm just so thankful to be a part of your journey. Thank you, Angela. We love you.
Yes, we
Oh, are
love
you?
you
Oh,
so
yeah.
much.
Let me unmute you. Sorry. And I want to bring up Jackie too.
Seriously, so beautiful. Like, I love our movement, and it's crazy. I'm gonna tell you guys, everything is hard, but this is by far the easiest thing I've ever done, helping people is the easiest thing. I want to be really intentional right now because we have a lot of yellow people on our team. I'm very yellow, okay? But I am very, through this business has helped me grow. I'm a very strong yellow. It's probably like an orange, right? A lot of boundaries and know who I am, like grow into who I am and who I become and owning my individuality. But I really want to teach the yellows because yellows are amazing people. Yellow people are people that people trust, people that will thrive with, but I really want to help you be intentional. I knew with yellow people, I was yellow. I needed to be around people that were opposite from me, right? As you guys can see, our partnerships, Jackie, she's logical, she's green. Shun is logical, he's green, red. Peter also, my husband. So I have put my places next to partners that are opposite from me so I can learn. Why? If I am the same as them, because I am a creator, you guys, creators and innovators, we're always like, okay, what's next? Let me create something new. Like I'm very like a creative person, right? That you can see it in my stories. You can see that I'm always thinking of something new, right? And I apply very fast, but something about us, we need people, systems, right? Systems is what really changed my business, my all aspects of my life. And I'm gonna give you guys a tip. When I learn these things, like on these Zooms, I don't apply to business. I apply to my personal life first. So I reversed everything. So I knew that if I was to get things and attract an authentic life and people, it would come from my home energy to my self-love individually, come together with my partner, and then everybody would see that. They would feel that when they were around us. They would feel that it was authentic and it was social and real life proof when people saw us, right? So it wasn't had to do with business. It was, wow, let me take what I've learned. I'm going to do it with my home life. It was a system at home, right? I took what I learned systems through Shun, right? And so, obviously we had systems with VIPs and stuff, but that didn't relate to me. I am somebody, I'm a home, I'm a family first, a mama before anything else. So I took what I've learned. I was like, okay, how do I break my daily method of operation? How can I do this? And with me and Peter too, you guys, we have systems at home with Avery. And we always have these talks like, okay, so even with self-development, even when I saw him like, okay, you're Netflixing and chill a little bit too much. I've been on this growth thing. Like, sometimes you guys got to find a medium, right? So now we're like listening to Atomic Habits to bed. He's up jogging outside in the morning. You guys will see that energy, right? It's so important to talk about your goals also together with your home life, to take people on the journey with you. Even with Avery, when I was telling him, I was like, should I tell him about my award? I was like, yeah, he needs to know that, I worked this hard. So yesterday I was like, do you know what mommy got? And he goes, you're smart with Thrive. He goes, you got he said, you got a reward for your meetings. Like you're good with your meetings. Because he's seen me on so many welcome calls, you guys. He's seen me on these. He walks into my office. When he walks down, he sees me on these Zoom calls. So he's just like, yeah, you just got a reward you're just smart with Thrive. And I'm like, it's so cute though, to take your loved ones on the journey with you and not make that an excuse, right? And it's just funny to me. So I've always taken that system of, I just erased my system of the week and I'm doing it all over because I also learned through the years that everything in your office and your life has to be new. That's why you guys see me go 2001, 2, 3, everything was created new. It's because I was creating new people on Thrive, new people learning, only the people that wanted it, right? Like I am so huge on that, right? Like we're getting ready for a local in the Bay Area. I was like, okay, what's next? And the people that really want it, they reach out and they make those decisions. But it also is up to us to help those people, right? You guys don't see that, a lot of behind the scenes, right? I also got I'm going to say it's nice to make 1 million commissions. Yeah, it's nice, but what does your organization make? That's what's more important to me. When I hit that, right, somebody messaged me and was like, oh my God, I made my first comma check. And that made me more happier than my millionaire check. I'm going to tell you guys that. Like, I was like, yeah, girl, like, it's amazing. It's the best feeling when you could help others and they're like, wow, I didn't know that I could make money out of vitamins that make me feel good. I'm like, yeah, bitch, like, let's do it together. Let's all do it together, right? Like, that's where it's at, you guys. So I even posted that. I document things and I don't care if I'm like, people watch me, right? And before I hit millionaire, you guys, before I posted it, somebody messaged me. She goes, hey, I've been watching you for 2 years. I'm ready to go on a call with you. Why? I was intentional a week before and I said, I did a post, evergreen post. There's 2 reasons why people don't follow. 1, because you don't think it's possible. 2, because you don't you're not educated enough. Why did I know she saw that? She goes, I have so many questions. I want to sit on a call and ask you these questions. That was intentional. And if you guys were on Shun's call a few weeks ago, he goes, turn your stories into evergreen. And I've been telling the team that. You guys, success leaves clues, lead by example. And that's exactly what I did. I was like, I did a quick post, right? On a vacation. I was like, on vacation is more impactful. I work always on vacation. Let me just do a video of how I feel. It was a one-time thing. A lot of my videos are one-time thing, even from the beginning. I didn't look back on it. I was just like, it's authentic. Just put it out there, right? Don't think too much. Just put it out there. So I did that video. I put it out there and I was like, this is intentional. I'm speaking to the people that have been following me. How can I secure their attention?
Yes, absolutely. You literally did it. Good job.
Yeah. I think from day one, you've always, because we met each other, obviously, because I was looking for someone for help with social media. And that's the one thing he always said was he was like, make your posts evergreen. He's
Yeah.
like, evergreen is everything because it will always be there and it will always be something relatable that people can look at 10 years, 15 years, 20 years from now, and it still makes sense, right? But obviously posting your life and doing things in the moment is great too, because this is giving people a sneak peek behind your real life, who you are, your authenticity, right? And it's getting out of the overthinking part and just doing it, right? But we wanted Jackie to come on and say something as well. Did you have anything to finish out?
Yeah, just to finish that up, we can talk about marketing for sure on the next call, the next episode. But this, like, again, living in the moment, living in the present moment, and celebrating the wins, slowing down to speed up, like taking these little moments that are everything in life. This is not a little moment. This is a big moment. This is a moment in time that we can always reflect on, look back at, and also continue to reminisce on, helping other people for the next generation to come, to see that belief is possible, to see that success is possible, to see that something that is unknown to you, something that you wouldn't even have imagined is possible. And it's because it starts with you. It's because it starts with your belief. It's because it starts with your self-love. It's because it starts with what is the vision for your life? What is your why that you are strong holding on and focused intention, focusing all your energy to flow towards that goal, towards that reality, manifesting that into your real life, which is what's happening. And this is the beauty of this community. The beauty of this community is that we have it's okay. The beauty of this community is that we have each other, right? We're going together. So you're never alone. You're never alone on this journey. It may feel like you're alone sometimes, but just know that you have a community here. And that's the beauty of it. So we're doing this live together. So, but yeah, with that being said, Jackie, we had to bring you on. We wanted to bring you on. Like, we're not what? Please come on.
Hi guys, I'm here. I haven't had a DFT on in probably like more than 24 hours. I spent like, I don't know how many hours sleeping. I unintentionally fasted yesterday for 21 hours because I'm on a 10-day detox. But nevertheless, my business partner crossing this amazing milestone yesterday, that was like my top priority, right? I was up like a couple hours before. I was just planning things. I was just going down memory lane, like even for the couple days before this, right? And sponsorship, you guys. Sponsorship is not your right. It's a privilege. Okay. It is honestly, it's a privilege. And one of the things, okay, like if you guys want to attract a business partner, right? Like a really strong, badass business partner, do you have a container big enough to hold that? Right. Like that's the biggest thing. It's like, how was I able to get Ange? Like Crystal's my business partner too. You know what I mean? So if your container is deep enough, right? And that comes with self-work. Like you have to work on yourself in order for you to attract this kind of person into your business, right? Everyone has their strengths. Like, you know, Ange is clearly, she's an enroller twin also, right? Like they can attract so many strangers and things, but for me it's personal connection and like depth, right? Ange has both, honestly. Like that's how Ange has gotten to where she is. But you know, for me, I'm like, if you look at it, it's like on a business standpoint, for me, I'm like, I feel like I'm a wholesaler, right? Like I'm like the distributor, the wholesaler, like the big ones. I get the big fish, right? And those are things that, like, you know, you guys will eventually learn over time, but you have to work on yourself, right? Is your container big enough? Like how big is your tank to be able to hold these fish, right? Like Angie's like one of my whales, right? Like it's just, it's crazy. But you know, besides that, you know, like definitely work on yourself. And the biggest thing too is like your connection with your people, right? Like with your personal enrolled. I don't even have contacts on, you guys. I can't see right now, so it's kind of strange. But you know, like tracking their progress, like literally, like I knew that this is what me and Angela have an amazing connection. She updates me. I don't have to go and be like, hey, are you okay? Like me and her, we flow back and forth all the time. And those are the best relationships, you guys. You ever see those memes where you see friendships and stuff? Like, you know, shout out to those friends that, you know, they're like low maintenance, but you guys are still very well connected and intertwined, right? Same thing with Crystal. When she feels she needs to reach out, she reaches out. And it is a two-way street, you guys. That is the biggest thing with like partnerships, mentorships. It cannot just be a one-way street. You cannot just wait for Angela to be like, hey, are you okay? You can't. You have to reach out for help. And, you know, and at the same time, as a leader, as a sponsor, as a friend or whatever, you guys have to make yourself like vulnerable and open enough that your people will come to you, right? Because if they feel like they can't come to you, they'll just quit on you. Because it'll be like, I heard just a couple of days ago, you know, I have some team that's been going through like things, other sides and stuff. And, you know, I had a girl, she's like, I want to restart my business, but I don't want to bother my sponsor with this. And I'm like, why not? I'm like, why don't you reach out to your sponsor? Because if you reached out to her, I guarantee you would light her fire. She's probably waiting for you or waiting for somebody to show up and be like, hey, I want this, right? It is a two-way street. You guys have to keep those lines of communication open, right? Like you guys cannot just be like, woe is me. If you are woe is me, you need to reach out for help, right? Like it's literally how it goes. And you know, there's been times like Angie's been, honestly, she's been so solid. She's done so much stuff by herself. But when she needs help, she's like, girlfriend, I need your help, right? I have this promoter, I have this situation, or whatever, little things, big things, whatever it is. It could be the littlest thing. And, you know, one of the main philosophies when we first started our team was there's no question too dumb or too small. Okay. Like that was our philosophy from the beginning. You know, it stands true. It's just that now, 5.5 years later, we have so much resources where a lot of the time you can just type it in a search bar and you will find the answer to your question, right? We didn't have that before. So you had to literally physically like ask the question because we didn't have you can just like all the resources. We didn't have a massive Telegram chat that, by the way, Shun made us do, right? There was resistance, and you will, in your journey, you will have resistance, right? There will be resistance on what you want to do because you're scared, because there's fear, right? You're like, oh my God, I don't want to do that. What if my team doesn't like follow me, like to do that or whatever? But you know what happened? Here's growing pains. Okay. We were on a WhatsApp chat and we had 200 people in that chat. And it's like, oh my God, what are you going to do? You're going to stay on WhatsApp. You can't add anybody anymore. So your new people are going to be left out. What are you going to do? You're going to kick out the old people. So we had to move to Telegram, right? But it happened like quick. It happened fast. And I'm going to be honest with you guys, very blunt. There's still a lot of people who are not on Telegram. They're not treating it like a priority. Like, you know, the whole purpose of why we were on Telegram and why we moved there is so that we can separate our Instagram so that we can actually do IPA on Instagram, right? There's no noise on Instagram. It's like when you're on Instagram, it's mostly customers, you could really engage more and be more intentional, right? You're separating like just thrivers and like, you know what I mean? Like Telegram for me is literally just thrivers and like, like resources and stuff. But like, so anyways, there's still a lot of people, lots and lots of teams and people, not so much on our team. I see a lot in like other teams and stuff, but like they're still on Facebook Messenger. It's like, how can you find some of like the resources and like things, right? Like it's just harder to look at things through there. But that was thanks to Shun, right? You need these like systems, and you need to like adapt, right? Because if you don't, you're gonna get stuck behind. And like, you want to figure out how to grow your business, like get with the systems, right? Like systems are going to make you move faster, right? What was that? Like there's an acronym for systems, which absolutely blew my mind. I learned it on Power Hour. Is systems save you time, energy, and money. Like literally that's it, right? Systems that if you like write it out, go stick it on a vision board, right? Stick it next to wherever you work in your intentional space, and just remember that. Because you know I love what Avery said, because Avery's like, oh, you're on there because you're smart for your meetings, right? But if you really think about it, how much does every Zoom that like Ange hops on, how much does that pay her? Take your weekly paycheck and like divide your how many times you hopped on Zoom, how much are you getting paid to hop on Zoom, right? How much are you getting paid to do little reach outs and stuff in your messages? I know a lot of people who have reached the 12K rank, they're collecting an auto bonus check by responding to people online. Like how amazing is that? There's a bunch of influencers out there with Amazon storefronts and like links and stuff. They don't even get that. They can't even earn that in commissions just from their Amazon links, let alone we're posting online. We have this opportunity. Like it's crazy, like to be able to get that. But yeah, yesterday, just intentionally, I was just like, okay, 10 o'clock's gonna hit. It's funny because I was watching Ange's documentation, right? She was documenting, and I hear this like iMessage chime like right at 10 o'clock, and I'm like, that's me. Because as soon as 10 o'clock hit, you guys, like I had messaged her, good luck, I hope it hits today. Because we don't know, right? We're just like you guys. We don't know how much we're going to get paid every Tuesday. We don't. Sometimes it's like a low check. Sometimes it's a high check. Sometimes it's like, what the hell is this? Like, this is like a fantasy. Like, how did this happen? Like, this is like a blessing. We have woken up so many Tuesdays to huge blessings that is just like, how did this happen? And, I messaged Anne, good luck. Like, cause you know what? She actually crossed millionaire by $400, you guys. $402 over. So, I mean, any less production, any less effort, any less energy, it would have been, postponed to like next week. But we kind of knew, we're like, hey, it's bonus paycheck. It'll probably happen today, 10 o'clock. I'm like, ... And she doesn't respond for like 10 minutes, but I'm like, I'm sure she's crying. I'm sure she's recording. I'm sure she's like, just give her a moment, right? And then sure enough, I watched it after and I'm like, oh my God, this is so funny. But how well do you know your people, right? Like, how well do you know your people? Ange and I have been friends for a long time. I always tell the story. We met at the club. We were partying like 6 days a week, but we were not that close, right? We weren't that close back then. I wasn't even at her wedding, right? I was at Tiny's wedding. I wasn't even at Ange's wedding. But like, it's the relationship and bond that you guys build while you guys are together, right? We have the same mission. We're like literally in alignment. We're going in the same direction all the time. I'm grateful to be able to connect her with Crystal and Shun. Like Crystal was there through every moment of this too, like literally every moment, because Crystal went with me to the Bay Area to go visit Ange. I was like, hey, we have to go visit Ange, and we were visiting Crystal's other team. Crystal had another team that was blowing up in Sacramento at the time, and we went to go visit Ange for like 1 minute because she was leaving. She was leaving Thursday night. We went to go visit her Thursday afternoon to go eat, and she looked at us in the face and she said, nobody wants Thrive, because it's like, hey, why have you been so quiet? It's been like, you're on fire like all the way until the end of May, and here we are in August. You still have like volume, right? Like, you still have quite a bit of volume. People are still thriving. You're still thriving. Like, why is everything so like quiet? Like, nobody wants Thrive. Like, can you imagine? And you guys are going to have moments like that where I hope that you guys reach a level of success where you look back at yourself and you're like, oh my God, freaking ridiculous. You know, like I was ridiculous for saying that, because there's times, like there's plenty of times in this business and through my journey too, where I look back and I'm like, I can't believe I told Twin that. Like, what was I thinking, right? Like, what was I thinking? But yeah, Crystal was there the whole time, you know, like from that one time, like seeing Ange, and like, fun story. So even when I took Ange to Getaway, our team was blowing up so much. Crystal, myself, and we all qualified. So we were so crazy. We were like, we're going to bring the whole team, right? So we have 6 spots available. And, Ange was one of those spots. Like I had 2 girls that I brought from Florida. And then and then Ange was one of those spots. But I made an investment, you guys. This is the thing too. Like something that like I've learned throughout the years is just like how to be generous and not expect anything back in return, you guys. That's like one of the traits and stuff that if I can say anything's helped me throughout this journey in this business, it's that. That's how I got Ange. I told Ange, I was like, hey, do you want to come? All I wanted was her time. Like, let me just come. I just want you to see it. I just want to show you. And I knew Ange. I was just like, dude, Ange has been spoiled by her husband. She's never travels without him. They are like 2 peas in a pod, like white on rice, never left him before. And when I asked her, I really just threw it out there. I'm like, hey, do you want to go to Getaway? Right. And she was just like, oh my God, really? Like you would pick me? Because she saw, and this is the thing, you guys have to really put yourself out there, because she saw what we were doing. She saw that me and Tiny and Crystal had went to Denver. She saw we were traveling. She saw we were doing things. She probably saw that I was out to eat every day with Twin for lunch. You guys have to show that community, because that's what people want. Right? Like if you can, like definitely show that community. And I told her, I was like, come, I paid for Ange's flight, you guys. I know a lot of people don't do that. A lot of promoters do not do that. But I was just like, you know what? I want her to come. I need this business to I need her to see this business, right? And yeah, it happened like that. But it's just like, you guys have to do things out of love and not fear, right? If you're gonna, like, I'm not saying like go and pay for everybody's flights and stuff like that, but you guys have to have enough like skin in the game and like trust in that relationship, right? Like, that they're not just gonna F off on you, right? And Ange didn't. She literally came back and she was so appreciative of that whole experience and literally took it to another level. And from then on, it's just been a constant like flow, right? Of just giving energy back and forth to each other, you guys. That is so important. So, I mean, I'm going to end it off here. Okay. Like if you don't feel like you've been connected to your sponsor or like, whatever, take the time. It is just like a relationship. Like if you were in a marriage, right? If you were in a marriage and your marriage is failing and you guys are not getting along or you guys just don't feel connected, how do you guys like build that connection again, right? It really takes communication. It really does. You guys have to get back connected and stuff. Thankful that me and Ange have never lost that connection, which is amazing. And it's something that I wish for a lot of you guys, right? Like it's out there. And if you guys don't have a sponsor that's like that, I heard on a call the other day, you don't need a sponsor, but you do need a mentor. But if if your sponsor is here and present, literally lock arms with them and get to doing things. Oh, and then another thing, right? Crystal, Shun, Fire Hour, how it was all born like back in the day. Like, Crystal and I were at a point of growing our business, right? Ange is part of that growth. Like Ange is our biggest, volume and like throughout all of that, right? But Crystal, she came to me and she's like, we need systems. She literally came to me, we need systems. Like I need structure, I need organization. Like a lot of the people that I know and that I could get into this business, they're going to need it, right? They're not going to just be okay with, hey, like just post on social media. They're not going to be okay with that, right? We need a happy medium of like training and stuff, right? So Crystal was hosting a little fire hour for just a little bit of her team, right? And I hopped on one of her calls and I'm like, hey, this is fire. Is it okay if I invite the rest of the team? And she was like, okay. But she was scared, you guys. She was really scared. I mean, as amazing. You guys have heard Crystal speak and she was already speaking on like opportunity Zooms and all this stuff, but this is behind the scenes, right? She was scared. And when we invited Ange, like that was like, more of Ange's team came on, because at that time, Ange had a lot of people, right? There were so many people that needed this. They needed the fire. And when they hopped on, that was when the team took off, you guys. That was when the momentum really shot through the roof. And it was crazy, you guys. It was not just pandemic. Like it's not, like it's not pandemic. It's the people, right? It was literally the people. So thank you guys for opening that up. And there was a lot of masterminds that we had. I think we were on Zoom. Like me, Crystal, and Shun were on Zoom. I didn't know Shun, right? Crystal's like, okay, Shun, I need you to meet my business partner. And Jackie, I need you to meet my new boyfriend that I told me this crazy story of how they met. Like, hey, I was trying to hire some guy for social media. And then I ended up the whole story was crazy. I was like, all right, Crystal. It was crazy, but it's amazing where it all ended up. And we spent hours on like masterminds trying to figure out what it is that you guys needed and how to help you guys. And it's been going ever since. So yeah.
It was wild. It was wild times. I remember like there was 200 people on. There'd be 200 people on a Zoom during the pandemic, rain or shine, 6 a.m., bright and early. And I'm not a morning person. Like I'm like if I could sleep in, I'd probably sleep in. What do I sleep until? Like 10 a.m. sometimes, 11 a.m. sometimes. I am not a morning person. So it was definitely a commitment on my end.
That fire hour was at 10 a.m., by the way.
Yes, those ones started at 10. And then once he hopped on, we started doing 6 a.m. fire hours, right? It was 6 a.m. fire hours, 7 days a week, you guys. And during this time, mind you, we're going through the pandemic, and him and I just got together no more than like 3 months prior.
No, it was literally like 2 months.
We started in April. You moved in March.
Oh, so 1 month.
We got together in February. It was great. And I'm not that type of person. I'm usually like very logical and like I think through things, but I do also make very quick decisions when and I jump into things. So I'm all over the place, but we were building our relationship. So we had ups and we had downs, and there were times where we, were just going through it.
Yeah.
And then I'd be like, well, we still gotta get up and show up.
It was amazing. I'll say that. The journey was amazing. Angela, go for it.
Okay, add. I want to kind of give you guys tips because this call is so intentional, and I want you guys to get whatever you guys could. How I was able to learn from Jackie and Crystal, I will tell you, I'm very intentional. I picked up a lot of things and I connect. And this is how you guys need to reflect on your journey, right? I'll tell you a few things. Strategy is everything, right? You have to strategize the knowledge that you do learn. I'm going to give you guys certain things that I do see in Jackie and Crystal that are very opposite, okay? Before anything else, Jackie is she's not stopping until she gets what she wants, okay? She's a risk taker. She's a visionary. Visionaries can see very far, and they're 10 steps before they could see that, and they're okay with the long term. They're very patient. Okay, you guys, they're gonna work on their ace, and that's where it is. She offered me before that, you guys. I'm gonna tell you some key things that I've took from Jackie, and I took it and experienced it through her. Like what you do with your people that you sign, they will do. Okay, so if you could catch it, you take it and make it your own. This is what I'm gonna teach you guys. She offered. This is what do you offer people, right? What do you offer people? She offered something that I could not say no to, right? Oh, I'll pay for your flight. She knew that. She already strategized that. She already knew that I was, traveling. She needed to offer me something more that I was going to say yes, right? So before that, you guys, my first package, she offered me, hey, if you buy that package and it doesn't work for you, I'll give the money back. How do I say no? I said yes. You guys see that? She knows what she's going after. She studied she looked at me. She's like, she's a coffee drinker. She needs Thrive. I'm going to get that. Check match, right? So and this is what you guys got to take. Like, what can you offer people, right? So that's one thing with Jackie. She's a visionary. She's a leader. She knows what she's doing. Listen to her, right? And the thing with Crystal too, Crystal, I'm going to tell you, I wrote this down too. Crystal, she is that whisper, like you talk to her, she's been turning people on. Crystal, she asks the right questions. She knows how to expand your thinking. She makes you think. You want to be around people that expand your mindset and perspectives. And that's what she did for me. It's just simple though. Don't make it complicated, right? It's like, just like our stories, you guys I have paragraphs because I have a community that follows my brand for years. I want you guys to keep it simple when you don't have that community yet, right? So when you're talking to people, make sure it's so intentional and it's so simple. All she said to me was, she was just being herself. This question is everything. It's the questions that you ask your customers, is the questions that you ask your partners, is the questions you ask your team. This is what she said. Do you know what you have in your hands is gold? I don't know what it was. It just fucking changed my mind, right? It just, well, shit. And she gave me a moment to think about it. Give people a moment to think about it. Don't talk over people. Don't, blah, blah, blah. No, some people barf too much. It's conversation, then pivot, right? So I always look through, this is how I grow, you guys. It's because I'm looking through the conversations, looking through what they were doing, right? And then she was like, ask me a question. I thought about it. She was, then she pivoted. This is a pivot. Do you know that you could be the first person in the Bay Area? Bam. You guys, I was like, girl, you know what? I went home. It went from nobody wants to thrive to GOAT, like 4 years straight getting people on Thrive, y'all. And it was the power of one question, right? So it is the questions that you guys ask people. That's where it's at. And commit to the long term, okay? Everything compounds. Even till this day, I don't care. The way that I show up, I know what I'm doing. Like that girl that messaged me 2 years today, I don't care how long it takes me. It's even better that it waited 2 years. That means she's going to be good. She's going to be good. She's been watching me. It's trust. She trusts me now. Now I got a secured attention. How can you speak to your audience? There's a lot of influence that cannot connect with people. It's not how many followers, how many people that are quality people that will want to take on this opportunity with you, right? So it's secured attention. Yeah, you can get that attention, but how can you connect with them? We're going on a call on Saturday, right? Call to action. I was like, okay, so, and then I was like, I asked these questions, like, how long you been following me, this and that. She's like, I have so many questions for you. Then I did another call to action. Hey, do me a favor, create an account first, right? Because I'm not wasting my time. And then this is what I say. When you create an account, just look around. I want her to be curious. That's how you're going to learn too. And another thing that I've learned on this journey too, you guys, I used to be the question asker and I'm still the question asker. It's because I was lazy, to be honest. But I've learned when I went to go, and I do a lot of research myself. Like I would research things and before I ask, right? I've learned that it helped me grow and develop because I actually went to go do it, right? And another thing, last thing that I would help you guys too, what I've learned was I only build on people that are grateful. Because that's me, right? The grateful people will always be humble and they will always be reminded that they still stay who they are, even if, kind of like me, right? Or Jackie or Twin, like money doesn't define us. We're still the same person, but heightened, like amplified, right? I'm just amplified to help more people. I'll take that and create more difference. I'm not going to take that to treat people bad. So I always build on people that are grateful. You guys notice my partners, they're always like, man, Angela, like they're here with me to stay, right? And those are the people, and I let them know with my partners too. I'm very transparent. I'm like, hey, I don't expect you to be a rock star. I don't expect you to be me, but all I expect you to do is be a lifelong thriver. Share, thrive. That I tell my partners that straight up. Like, I'm so transparent, you guys. we're here to help each other. We could thrive together. As long as you're still sharing, that's all that matters to me. Like, that's your life, right? So build on the grateful people. You guys, those are the best. The yellow people that are really, you build them strong, right? Because the yellow people are the people, right? Like the people is, you need people, period. You need people in everything, in business and entrepreneurship. If you guys know how to help people, how to deal with people, customer service, how to fix your issues and your solutions, you're just automatically, okay, what's next? Like, how can I help you? And then it's going to be like nothing. But if you have that mindset, like, oh, okay, here we go. And you're just stuck in that like negative, low vibration, right? But if you're like, okay, how can I help you? What else? And then just do. I know it sounds like, okay, but really it was like do like that. Because when I did feel like I was like, I would turn off the music or I would sit alone. I'm actually an ambivert, you guys. I'm an introvert, extrovert. I like to be alone in my energy and then I give energy. I know myself, get to know yourself, right? So yeah, those are my golden nuggets. Really follow the leaders that have seen success. You know, I have seen it from the beginning. Like I know when I see one. I know pure like energy. Energy is everything, you guys. I talk about energy all the time. The greatest compliment is, damn, your energy. Like I get this all the time. I don't have a transformation. I don't fucking have a side by side with the 4-day duo elite. Every day I'm like, hey y'all, like look what it has done for me. And then telling other people's stories. I'm just the narrator. I'm just the passionate thriver. I'm just the trustworthy thriver. I'm just telling stories and delivering results. All it is delivering results for your customers and your team. That's all you got to do. Repetitive. It is sales is actually giving the customer. It's not the relationship. It blossoms when, let's say I tell a customer, hey, you must thrive properly. You're not thriving correctly. Don't be afraid, because I'm very transparent with my customers. You're not doing this right. You're not going to get the best results. And then they go listen to you and they're like, damn, Ange, I just lost 6 pounds. You're so right. That is when you deliver them results and they trust you and you take that and then you show the world. Like, hey, if you guys people aren't signing with you, you need to deliver results. You need to be louder with your results. If you guys have even gotten a check, attach it to the meaning why you guys started this. You guys need to show the world what you guys have done. Louder. This is the truth, you guys. People don't know what we have if you are not sharing. And don't be afraid, because you know in your heart that you're from a good, like it comes from good. So stop fighting yourself, right? So when I watch other people, like competitors from other companies, they're delivering results. I'm like, okay, that's what I'm doing. And if you don't have it yet, take it, steal it. You could see like, who's that? Tom, right? What is it? Tom, that couple. I love that. What's this? I think it's Thomas, right? Is it Tom? Well, the couple. What's the couple's name?
Where are they from?
Where are they from? Another
I think Atlanta. They're 200.
Tommy and W?
Yeah.
Tommy and Q.
drivers.
Tommy and Q.
Yeah, Tommy and Q. I see him like taking other people, like showing, y'all, that's what you need to do. It's not even part of his team. He's just leveraging third party. That's what people are doing. So you got to get yourself out of that self-doubt and leverage and outsource everything that you have. I mean, I don't know it all. I just outsourced everything. I just utilized the systems, took what I've learned, and then move forward, you guys. So whoever you guys have seen success, you wanna, they're doing it. Like they're seeing success and they're still in the trenches. Those are the people, like, you know, the present people that are in the works because they're in spirit. They're inspired. They're still in the grind, because I found the most happiness in the grind. Why do you guys think I'm in the grind? Because, oh man, that feeling with Millionaire. Oh, because I was in the grind. I was like, I feel it. It feels amazing. So I'll leave it at that. Thank you for letting me share today.
That was beautiful and impactful, inspiring. That there's no words. Thank you for sharing. Thank you for being open to share. Thank you for being your authentic you. Thank you for doing like servant leadership at its finest. You know, this right here again, like this is just a moment, a chapter in life, and that we're all a part of, that we are all sharing together. And this is again just the beginning, right? This is the beginning of even more life change, even more lives impacted, even more influence through action, right? Through being you, the best version of yourself. So by you sharing, like I took so many notes. There's too many notes. There's just so much gold when you really take a step back and you take that moment to soak in and receive, right? Open your mind, receive the knowledge, receive the wisdom, receive the success, the clues that are left behind from the success. It's all through stories. It's all through our sharing. It's all through our voice, through our experience of life. And as long as you have the eye for it, right, you're able to open your mind and really receive with humility and gratitude, then you're able to fully, with intention, receive that and then channel it through yourself into action. And that's how you can manifest the reality that you want. That's how you can manifest your why, the reason why you are doing what you do. So this right here, again, like this is gold. Everything that you shared, both you and Jackie, everything that you guys have shared, right? And your entire journey from the start to the end, from the ups and downs, the leaps and bounds, like that roller coaster ride of entrepreneurship, which is just life. Like that right there is beautiful. That's the magic of this life, in my opinion. And so again, like thank you so much for sharing and for actually doing the work and for doing it. You know what I mean? You did it. So thank you and
Well, yes,
congratulations.
but I'm gonna say it's a team effort. It's teamwork. It's all of us. You know, it really took all of us to go in. I would never be here without you guys and all of our team, to be honest. It's team effort. So thank you so much. You guys changed my life.
Wow,
Likewise,
thank you.
likewise. And that's what we're all about here, right? Is collaboration, community. Like how can we help? How can we serve, right? Because we all serve in different ways, but I truly believe that we all serve from the heart, right? Because it's from the heart where we start and where things really grow. And so, you hit $1 million in commissions in under 5 years, right? And it's like, and you say that, it's not the money. And truly, you guys, if you guys dive in deep and starting from the heart and helping others because you really want to see them win, because it makes you so happy to see other people win, you will start to see that now you understand why people say it's not the money. The money is the bonus. It is the bonus, but it is changing lives and helping people get to a place where they may have never imagined. Like that's where the growth within you starts. And that's where like your heart is. And anything that you can feel here and project outwards to help others, they're going to feel the same way and they're going to turn around and help someone else, right? And isn't that what life is about? Like, I heard a quote before, the secret to living is giving. And when you give and you give from the heart, you'll start to see things in a much different manner and you'll start to act with more love and compassion and kindness for the world. And do we not need more of that nowadays with so much division out there, right? So the money is the bonus, but the transformation you have within yourself to where you build yourself to and the lives that you touch that keep on going and going for the next generations to generations, that is like everything right there, the journey to your becoming. So I just want to congratulate you again. It's going to be huge. You guys, if you have not gotten your tickets to Thrive Palooza yet, get them. VIP sell out so much faster. And so many people all the time have been like, I wish I got VIP. My first year, 2019, I wish I got VIP. I didn't. Every single year after, you bet your butt I got VIP every single time, like in the way beginning. So if you guys have not gotten your tickets yet, you guys need to get your tickets. You need to get yourself there. There's sacrifices to be made, but it is always worth it to be within the energy of people who want to see you win and believe in you, right? So congratulations.
Congratulations.
It's going to be huge this year. Thrivepalooza, celebrating you and watching you walk on stage again. Thank you. Thank you for always pouring your heart and giving and giving and giving and giving and doing the work. Thank you.
Thank you, Angela. So everyone, we will see you. We'll see you over there. Thrive-palooza. Next week's call, next episode, we'll talk about marketing. This again, take the moments, right, to celebrate the wins. Like, why are we working so hard if not to celebrate and to have fun, to live in purpose, and to really drive and strive for excellence in our missions, in making an impact in the world, right? Being the change that this world needs. It's by being you, the best version of you. And so when you start to put yourself first, you start to pour into your cup, you start to pour into your life, that love that you give to yourself will start to flow out through your heart into your intentions and into your purpose, into your mission, and everyone else will see that vision. That's what you are here to do in your life. Whatever that is for you, it's up to you. And you're going to make it happen because we believe 100% in you. And all you have to do, like what Angela said, is believe in yourself. So thank you so much. We love you all. Congratulations, Angela. Team, let's do this. Happy
Love you
2024.
guys.
Let's get it. All right.
See you guys next week.
Love you all. Dominate your path. Let's make it happen. Love you all.